Yeah, good evening and welcome to the Conversation Tree. I'm your host, Stanton Holmes, and under the Conversation Tree is where we would learn together, share ideas, and be inspired by the work of others. And I told you that we on this show we're gonna try to get persons who would inspire other persons. And today we have a very special guest, Mr. Fast Forward. I want you guys to share the live. The more you share, is the more persons would get on the show because I want the show to be interactive. Use the comments below for the live questions. If you're watching via YouTube, make sure you subscribe to get more notifications on the show. And if you have a story that you would like to tell, contact us to come on the conversation tree. So today we'll be speaking with a young man all the way in Trinidad and Tobago, and he's on a mission to inspire other persons. And he goes by the name Stephen Thomas. And today we'll be dealing with crime. Crime is not an option. And we'll be dealing with youths, how youths could get into business, and how you could pursue your dream and live a positive and a godly life. So Mr. Stephen Thomas Jr. is the CEO for Fast Forward Media Productions, and he's backstage. We'll bring him on now. Good afternoon, Mr. Thomas.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stanton, and good afternoon to all your viewers. Loving house, goodness, and blessings in your direction.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, all the way from Trinidad. So Stephen is a professional video producer and a media personality, and he has been working in the industry for the past 13 years. Stephen is also a music producer and an artist himself, and his music has been featured on several radio stations across Trinidad and Tobago and also the international platforms. And his latest album is entitled Ambition. And he also have inspirational shows on television stations in Trinidad and Tobago, TV6, CNC3. And his current project is called Press Fast Forward. Crime is not an option, and the show is geared towards encouraging the youths of the nation to turn away from crime and start a business. You also have a lot of motivational videos on Facebook, and that's where he was discovered. So, Stephen, good afternoon again, man.
Good afternoon.
Tell me about Mr. Fast Forward, the origin of the name and stuff.
Well, the name Mr. Fast Forward came when I was facing a very difficult period in my life. It was like it was 2014, I was facing a situation where I was unemployed. I wasn't getting any income. I was basically almost homeless, and things was really bad in my life. And sometimes it have a God, but you're just vexed with God because everything in your life just going bad, and you feel like you just want to give up in life. So I was in the back of I was staying by my sister. In fact, I wasn't really living nowhere. I was staying by my sister, and I was in back of her house, and it was like looking up to heaven, and like, God, I fed up. What is I here for? This life isn't really making no sense. It have no purpose. I just want to just dead and done. And it just come into my mind. It was like God speaking to me. Forget the past. Stop living in the past, because I used to have a lot of negative thoughts. I used to be depressed. I used to not have a good outlook in life. And the word just came to me. Stop looking back. Press fast forward. And basically that was how the idea just came. Press fast forward, and that's been my slogan since. We're pressing fast forward.
Right. But you have only today I'm learning that you have roots in Union Island.
But
tell me about your Union Island chapter.
oh gosh. Well, big shout out to everybody in Union Island, loving the house. Yeah, I try to get my dad to let him know be here, but only when I see Mr. Ella Stephen Thomas, a lot of people know him as Ja. I could tell him that his son was here. My roots is, my dad, he born in Trinidad, but he grew up in Union Island. And, back and forth as a child, I used to come there and visit. I never really get to experience life such as there, and I can tell you that Union Island Sweet is one of the sweetest places in the Caribbean. I always long to go back, to come back and to spread the love and meet my family and, just see the goodness. But, my experience in Union Island was coming there, going and diving, going with the snorkeling off the boat, off the jetty, going on the Sword Lake, going out by rock, walking from Ashton to Clifton, walking around the whole Union Island in a day. Going to the where's call it the beach line. Where's called the beach line? That specific name here is called it a beachorama or something like that.
Yeah,
Beachorama is yeah, going in beachorama. My roots in Union Island. My mom, she from St. Vincent. My dad, he grew up in Union, but he born in Trinidad. So, I'm Trini, but I have deep roots down in Vinci.
Right. So tell me about your let's talk about your your business, because at some point you would have entered the business world, your media production. Tell me a bit about your media production.
All right. Well, basically, how I got into media was when I finished school. I got the opportunity to work with an NGO here in Trinidad and Tobago. And the NGO is a worldwide organization, and they have a lot of television shows. They own radio stations all over the world. And, some of the leaders in the organization saw me, and because of the energy and the enthusiasm that I used to have with the youth in the organization, they decided to take me under their wing and mentor me. So I worked in the organization for a couple of years. But as the story does go with most people, when you're working for people, eventually sometimes you just get fed up, because not everybody in the organization might have your best interest in heart. They have some, as you just call it, politics. You want to advance, but people trying to hold it back. So eventually I had to leave the organization, and I started off from scratch. I had ambition, but I didn't have money. So I said to myself, and all that came from during that time when I say I was unemployed and I was basically living by my sis because I didn't have nowhere to stay. It was during that time where I got the inspiration. Listen, instead of going back and working for people, I could literally start off my business from scratch. I used to be on the internet looking at how entrepreneurs start off, and a lot of these entrepreneurs started off with a little bit of money. So I had $41. And I said to myself, well, if I could do something with this $41, I take the $41, went to the supermarket, bought a case of water, ice, put it in a cooler, went out on the streets, and I started to sell. And I literally started from there. I was saving money, work hard for days, weeks, months, save. And I bought the equipment that I needed, and I literally started off my business from there. And one client come, two clients come, and, as they say, the rest is history. So, my word is, it don't matter where you start. Once you start, press fast forward.
So, and I guess the media, the video production would have would have made you transition easily into the music production.
Yeah, of course. You see, basically, when you're in the arts, everything is from a creative point of view. So, how can you say, once you're into video production, you have to deal with music. You have to deal with audio, because audio is a part of the experience when you're watching something visual. So it's like I had the basics, but I myself, I wanted to go deeper because I had a desire to do music. Even after when I left the organization, I wanted to do my own music. But you're going by studios, and some of these studios taking a month, 2 months, 3 months to get one song, and I like, I fed up waiting on people. It's time for me. If I could do video production, well, I could teach myself how to do audio engineering. And I did same internet again. People just underestimate the power of the internet, but you could teach yourself anything that you want online. So I did a master class and I just through YouTube practice. I learned and now I produce my own music. And as I say, the rest is history. We
and
press
that
it
would
fast
have
forward.
and that would have transitioned you into being an artist, because I
Yeah.
guess somewhere along the line you would have discovered that you could sing.
Well, I always knew I could sing, but I always knew I could sing. But the thing is that sometimes you don't have that drive to do it because you're working this 9 to 5. You're locked up inside of a job, and you don't have the freedom to express yourself. You don't have that freedom, for your own time, I should say. So, me being free, me being self-employed, gave me the ability to adjust my schedule where I could, instead of, okay, I could be like, well, I'll work in today, tomorrow I'll work on my music, I'll make the sacrifice. I could set my schedule accordingly. So it gave me the ability to pursue my own dreams, and the things that I always put in the back burner in my life, I decided to bring them front and center and work on it. So yeah.
Right. So let's just shout out some of the persons who commented on the live. We have Tasha James, Rosie, Pauline Noel. We have Miss Warwick, Orisha
Thank
Joseph, Rosemary Simmons. Good afternoon. Right. So let's get into the project that you have. You have a current project going on, and the title for the project is "Press Fast Forward. Crime is not an option."
Correct is right.
What was the origins of the project? How did it start it off? What inspired
Well,
you?
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what inspired you to start this
Well, it
project?
was my own life because that example where I told you I had $41. That was a true story. I only had $41 in my name, and I literally started off from there. That was an idea, and I was like, okay, I will use my life as an example to show youth. It don't matter where you start off in life. Once you start, you can take steps to improve your quality, your standard of life, your quality of living. So I started to do episodes. When I got my camera, I started to do episodes around that concept with starting off with $41, going out selling. After that, other people got inspired. I'll post the videos on social media. It got picked up on by a television show on in Trinidad and Tobago called CNMG TV. I got featured on all the major television networks. I got interviewed because people saw what it is I was trying to inspire the youths to do. It was the whole point about it is that it don't matter where you start, once you start, and you could take anything and turn it into something. So yeah.
All right. So and well, the main theme is crime and a solution, which is getting into business.
Exactly.
What's some of the main causes of crime that you see now?
Well, oh gosh, well, in Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know how much it is being Vinci, but the youths frustrated. A lot of the youths in underprivileged communities are frustrated because they don't know how to make money. A lot of them come from a life of poverty, a lot of crime around them, and for them it's easier to just go into crime and get involved with the gangs, get involved with the robbing, with the shooting, with the holding guns, because it's an option for them. But when it is a young person is presented with entrepreneurship as a way to make an honest income and make money that they could have a better lifestyle, it is like presenting them with an alternative to going down the road of life of crime. Because from the community that I grew up in Trinidad here, a lot of youths, they are involved in crime because they think that that is the only option. But when it is when they start to see what I was doing, they realize that, hey, I don't have to be going out there and doing robberies. I don't have to be going out there and looking to, be on the block selling weed, pushing drugs, doing all these set of things. I could actually come out, go down in the market, buy a bunch of fruits, come up, sell it. I could plant a little garden, make a turnover. I could go in the wholesale warehouse. I could buy something wholesale, come out, sell it, flip it at a profit, and I could elevate myself like that. Or some of them even doing their business online, where it is they're buying and they're selling online. So, it have many options, but because, the culture again with, I know it is in union, but everything is a gunman, gunman, gunman tune. You know, crime, crime, crime. They glorify crime. The youth just get attracted to that and think, well, that is the way to go. But we as the elder youths had to try to guide them on the correct path and show them that, listen, there is an alternative. As I say, press fast forward, crime is not an option.
Right. So if you were in a position to let me say you are the prime minister for a week, what some of the interventions you'd put in, or some of the things you'd put in to curb crime? I mean, a week is a relatively short
But
period of time.
I think it's a real short time, but you know, first thing of all, we had to get the guns off of the streets. And Trinidad and Tobago had too much guns on the streets, so we had to declare a gun amnesty and let these youths and them know, put on the gun, we have jobs for you. And from it's not for you to get a job, and that is it. If you want to stay in the job, you can advance in the job, but the job is to give you a source of income so that you can take this income and invest this income so that you can start to build yourself and start to build your own business, or implement a program where youths could actually come and we could help them start a business from scratch. And if it is they have the skills and they have the willingness and they have the ambition, we push them and help them to be, you know, business minded. Because in fact, a lot of them, they're business minded, you know, because for them to sell drugs, for them to buy guns and to be trading guns is a business mind, but just a business mind with the wrong product. So it's just taking that wrong product and that wrong mindset and giving them something else that could help them build in a legal way where they can have a viable future with that. You know, that'll be a real pacey week, but you know, first thing better than guns. Because if they get frustrated, they ain't gonna look down and rob nobody now.
Yeah. But let's talk about youth and business. And somewhere along the way you pointed out, you talked about persons working in dead end jobs. But let me talk about entering business first. What would be your advice to young people wanting to get into their own business?
Well, I would say it don't matter, like I was saying from before, it don't matter where you start once you start. Because it's better you build something for yourself. You have to have a long-term vision. Because when you're doing a job, I'm not against a job because I myself, I did a job for many years, and it's through this job and through this mentorship where I acquired the skills that I have now that I could implement on my own. But you have to have a long-term plan. And business is not just about, okay, I'm just looking to make a fast money. It's about empowering yourself. Because when you work for your own money and you create your own money, you don't have to wait on a boss to give you money. You know, you don't have to wait on somebody to say, well, you come late today, so I'm going to cut up your salary. I'm going to take out, you know, a $200, a $300 because, you know, you're not performing well. You don't have none of that. So it's a type of freedom. But you have to have the mindset to get up and do it for yourself. You know, because a lot of people, they say, well, I can't do our work. You know, I can't do a business because it's too hard and, you know, I'll give up. But the same way you're waking up every single day to report to a job, to report to a 9 to 5, you have to have that same type of discipline to wake up every day and do what is your business, and do that for yourself and work hard for yourself. You have to know how to sacrifice. You have to teach your skills. It's a learning process. But to me, the fun part about it and the good part about it is the freedom of not having anybody to answer to. It's not having anybody to tell you, well, you know, you're fired. Huh? That neither with me. I thinking about my children. I thinking about my future. When I build a business, when I build a name for myself, or when a young person, build a name for yourself. You register your business. It's your name. Nobody could take that from you. Like Fast Forward Media Productions is my business. Nobody could take that from me. And I could, you know, after working hard for 10 years, 20 years, and establishing my business, I could pass on that business to my child. You cannot pass on a job to your child. The most you can do is, you know, sweet talk the boss to get work for your child, and that can't cut it. You know, it's like a modern day kind of slavery deceiving we. As we are saying, Trinidad, the thief in we head. You know, self-empowerment is the real step to freedom. Get back your own time, get back your own life, press fast forward. It don't matter where you start, just start. You know, if I could start off with $41 selling water at the side of the road, you know, then it don't matter. You could start too, and you can make it happen. And I have a lot of advice I could go on here all evening, but you know, just press fast forward.
Right. So many people believe that business is challenging to the point where it becomes overwhelming and too much to handle. And a lot of people fail, a lot of people give up. Why do you think people believe that way? And what's some of the most common reason why people fail, and maybe advice for them?
No, well, this was one thing that I learned when I just started off my business. It's not matter if it is you're going whether or not you're going to fail in it. Is you're going to fail. It's just you need to fail and get out of the way as quick as possible, because the more it's like learning to walk. When you was a baby and you didn't just come out your mother womb and start to run. At first you was lying down. At first your mother had to feed you. I know. Then afterwards you get up, you're rolling, you take one step, you take a next step, and you know, even you fall long. But the more you fall, the more stronger and more determined you'll be to get up and keep pressing until you start to walk. Doing our business is just like that. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have difficult moments. You're gonna have challenges, but the faster that you face your challenges and you face the fear, the quicker you're gonna adapt. And once you adapt, you'll be able come like, you know, you'll be able to walk faster. You'll be able to get to your goals faster. So start, make mistakes. You're gonna make sacrifices. You're gonna have good times. You're gonna have bad times. But when the bad times come, don't think of it as a bad time. I just think of it as a learning lesson. And when it is you learn, you get better for the next day and for the next challenge. Till challenges come and it'll be like, okay, it's not a problem, you know, because a lot of people, unfortunately, because of this whole COVID-19 situation, you know, God, it was jet. A lot of people facing unemployment because of this COVID-19 situation. Now, I'll be straightforward. This last 3 months was the most difficult time that I ever faced in business. But because I already been through so much challenges in business, it was like, okay, it's just a mindset. Time will pass, things will get better. Time will pass, things will get better. And you know, as soon as we had lockdown in Trinidad and Tobago. As soon as the place stopped being locked down and it started to open back up, exactly what I was saying to myself, time will pass, things get better. Look, you know, and then you look at yourself, hey, you know what I was saying really came true. Time passed and things get better. So you can't study the negative, you just focus on the positive. As someone is saying here, Russi, I can't pronounce your last name, forgive me. Just start motivating yourself.
Yeah, I want to shout out Akila, us. We have Kenya Ford also on the live. We have Rosie. And,
big shout out.
Yeah. So what's some of the things that you wish you had known when you started out in business?
Why wish I knew when I now started off business? To be real honest, I have no regrets. I wish that I didn't know what I know now, probably earlier. But because of if you focus, for me, I focus more on enjoying the journey. It's not so much as the destination. Yes, I have goals, I have places that I want to reach, things that I want to achieve. But you know, I'm just happy that I started and I started to learn. I started to invest time on teaching myself. And if I'm gonna be fair to your question. Let me see. I really do live with regrets, but I wish I had. I can't say that I wish there's something different. Because even the bad situations that I passed through help teach me things that I need for now. So you know, it don't really have like a bad situation that I wish I didn't know, because I live my life in the moment. I enjoy every moment. I take the good, the bad, the ugly, the in between, and make the best of it. But I wish I had more people who I could have spoken to bring along with me. That would be my thing that I wish that I could have done differently. If I reach out to more of my colleagues, because I see a lot of my friends still working jobs. Not like I say again, I'm not against a job, but a lot of people, a lot of them, they work in jobs that they hate. They depressed. They just like, they wake up in the morning and it's like, oh gosh, this work again. Monday morning. It's kind of how So I wish I could reach out to some of them a lot earlier and try to bring them on board in my company and get them to see things that I see it. But everybody have a different journey, so I can't even self regret based upon where they are, because everybody have a different journey in life. But make the best of everything. Yes, that's how I live.
So we have a comment here. Richard Joseph is saying, very important point. Success does not come without failure, but failure teaches lessons for improvement.
That is facts. Big shout out to Richard Joseph, loving the house, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Big up yourself.
And we have Samuel Alexander, so a good program watching from Phoenix City, Alabama.
Well, quite up in Alabama, but loving the house. Coming quick, right on from Southern Caribbean. Big up Atlanta.
So
Alabama, sorry.
Alabama, yeah. So I want to show this photo. This is probably one of your mentorship.
Fire!
Yeah. So tell me about that. That was a school visit.
Yeah, well, you won't believe that. Look how funny life is, right? Yes, that was our school visit in Trinidad and Tobago. I go around to schools doing motivational speaking, reaching out to the youths and so forth. And that school in particular was my old secondary school. That was the school that I went to secondary school in, and that lady, the short lady in the normal clothes, not the school uniform, yes, in the blue polka dot, that was my form teacher in form, I believe it was form 2. So, she reached out to me after she saw what I was doing with the Youth in the Nation and what I was doing with the program, and she invited me to come and do a session with the youths in that school. So, big shout out to Sour Secondary. They call it Sour South now. Big shout out, and big shout out to Miss Ramki Soon and to all the teachers in Sour Sec, Miss Cooper, Miss Cyril. I know she is right now, but all the love to my teachers in Sour Sec. Bless it.
Right. So we move on to some motivation. You utilize your social media a lot too, and that's where we first discovered you actually. You have a lot of motivational videos on Facebook, and let me bring up the Facebook handle. So it's facebook.com/fastforwardmedia TT.
Yeah, but the easiest thing for a person to do if they want to search for me, just go in the search bar in any social media, well, Facebook, and just search for Mr. Fast Forward, and you're sure to find me.
Right. So we just want to
Mr. Fast Forward.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of unique. We just want to look. We want to look now at some video clips. The first one, we're gonna look at 2 video clips. The first one we're gonna look at is basically addressing and most of your videos could relate to a lot of the things that people experience from time to time.
Right.
This one is addressing problems, and part of the video you said everyone has problems, but as soon as you're done with one problem, another one. Let me just see. I'll just play a little part of the clip, and then you would go into the behind the scenes, the inspiration for the video and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Yeah.
All you ever notice that as soon as you're done with one problem, a next problem comes.
And then you say to yourself, well, okay, if I just get rid of this problem, my life will be perfect, my life will be better. And then when you get rid of that problem, a next problem comes. And then you say to yourself, well, if I get rid of this next problem, then, well, life could be so good, life would be so perfect. And you fight to get rid of that next problem, and the next problem come. And it's like problems never end.
So, well, and then the video went on to talk about you looking at problems in a different manner. So, expand on the inspiration behind this video.
Well, it's the reality. If life is about your perspective, like as we was talking about earlier, as I say, I don't even live with regrets, and I don't live with thinking negative, because everything in life is all about your perspective. Because sometimes a person thinking, well, okay, if I could get this job, then I'm gonna be happy. If it is I finally get this woman, or I get this man, or I get this amount of money, or if I get this house, or if I get this, and they always trying to find happiness or peace of mind outside of themselves. But what a person need to do is to find peace with inside of themselves. Stop thinking that if you solve this problem and if you solve that problem, then you will be happy. You have to learn how to start to be happy now. You have to learn how to start to be happy within yourself where you are, because life is not about, as it is say, though see the glass as being half empty, see the glass as being half full. Do look at what you're missing, look at what you have, and live life from a place of gratefulness and give thanks to the Most High. And that's why it's really important for a person to make time and seek God, and try to be close to the Father, because without God, you'll just be like a headless chicken running around thinking, well, I need peace, I need this and this and that and that to be happy. But when you have God in your life, once you have God in your mind and in your heart, that is all you need. It could be in World War X. He will be your peace. He will be your guide. He will be your strength. He will be, your everything. So that at least I can say to me, because everybody have a different perspective. But my perspective, my source of peace is knowing that the have a God that created me and have me on this earth for a reason. And despite everything that going on, life will never be perfect, as Yvette is so clearly saying. God has the best intentions towards me. So if life throws me lime, I take it and I make lemonade. If things going south, I say, well, okay, I going for a ride, I going for a journey, I go and learn something new from this experience. It's all about your approach to things. And when you approach life like that, is always maintain a certain level of tranquility and equilibrium within yourself, where the whole world could be falling apart and it just wouldn't matter. You just make sure and enjoy your life. Yeah, because life's too short.
All right, and you look at, and in the video you say you look at life as a problems as a challenge.
Of course. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, expand on that for me.
Well, it's like this. Without challenges in life, you wouldn't be strong. Without challenges in life, you wouldn't mature. Without challenges in life, you wouldn't be a better person. Because look, the world itself is designed like that. That, as I was making the example earlier about when you're a baby, walking does be, you look around and see everybody walking like normal, walking, running, jumping. But when you're a baby, it's like it's the hardest thing on earth. But because your mind not conditioned to be like, oh, I had to give up. A baby don't care. A baby just keep getting up, they fall down, they cry. But they get back up again and they keep going. Your mother telling you don't run, but you're running, you're twisted to the side, but you're still going, because the child believes in itself that one day eventually they'll get it. A bird, when it's hatching from an egg, it doesn't just crack out and just be like, all right, I reach. It just have to keep hitting on that egg from the inside, and without that, the bird wouldn't be strong enough to really survive in the life. Just like the moth, for the butterfly, the larva, it have to be when it's inside that cocoon, In order for it to become strong enough to have a good strength to fly, it need to fight and wriggle and get out of that cocoon. So sometimes life does put us in situations where we in a tight bind, but it's all about your attitude about it will give it that strength to overcome. And then sometimes you think, well, oh gosh, why I had to fight so much? But then some other challenge when it comes, because challenges always gonna come. Then when in the future another challenge comes, you look back at the old challenge and it be like, it's real good that I went through that challenge because I know how to deal with this new challenge. So that is what life is about. And if you embrace it, you'll have a very happy, wonderful life. And no matter what come your way, you'll always be joyous. At least for me, everybody different, but that's my perspective.
Right. So we have a comment up on screen: right attitude and discipline, the magic sauce. You're right.
Press it. You don't know. What Richard Joseph, loving yours.
Yeah. So you want to look at the second video. We're still on the subject of motivation, and this video, well, I name it Stone. If you remember that one there. Because
I got you.
yeah, so it's basically talking about persons holding on to things of the past, things like hatred. So let me go right into the just play a little piece and then allow you to do the rest.
No problem, man.
This stone, for some people, it represents the unforgiveness, the anger, the bitterness, the resentment, the hatred inside of their heart. Because why? They choosing to hold on to all the bad vibes and they want to know why their life not getting better. Your life will get better if you choose to just put down the bad vibes. Really heavy, boy.
Oh gosh. Oh
Yeah.
God.
So what was the well, this is a common problem. A lot of persons holding on to a lot of stuff that they shouldn't be holding on to.
Correct is right. That very important point too, because in order for a person to be light and to be free, for them to experience that fullness, that joy, they have to have a clean heart as well. Because if it is you have heaviness in your life, that unforgiveness, that burden, you're thinking about this one do you, and you're so vexed about, this person do me this, and I don't like them, I hate them, that I go do for them, I have revenge in my heart. That will be a big hamper to your happiness in life, because it's like you're having a heavy weight on your back, and the reality is, I wish I had a bigger stone to represent, but I just use that. But it's like having a big stone, big boulder on your back and expecting to move forward in life. Some people, they want to move forward. They literally, they stuck in life. They can't see their ways. They can't seem to be happy. They can't seem to have, how to say, they can't seem to have a joy within them, love within them, happiness within them, all because they have unforgiveness in their heart. And for me, even when it is like, how to say, you have a bag of rubbish inside of your house and it's stinking up your whole house, and you're vexed with other people because they have a clean house. If you want your house to be clean, you have to clean your own house. So you have to get rid of that unforgiveness for your own self, and then you'll be able to be happy because your place clean.
Right. That's the comment says forgiveness is necessary in moving forward.
Correct is right. It's like even for me, I always, well, as you realize, always saying for me, right? Because everybody have a different perspective in life. This is my perspective. As Christ said, as he teaches us how to pray. Everybody know the Our Father prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, and then to have a part that say, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. You understand? Sometimes people are just be saying it as a recital, but they're not really thinking about the words. You understand? The reality is that if you want God to have forgiveness towards you, you have to forgive other people. And that does give you a certain type of freeness, because when you know God forgive you, you can live your life good, you can live your life free. You're not thinking about who looking to do you this, or who don't like you, or who have negative thoughts towards you, because as long as God, you and God good, it don't matter who don't like you. You understand? Because you know
Yeah.
that you pleasing God. So you can live free. But when it is you have unforgiveness in your heart, bitterness, anger, malicious thinking towards people, how you expect God to give the blessings? How you expect God to give the freedom? How you expect God, to open up the doors for you? Like you could be talking to God, and you ain't gonna get no answer, because if you can't see God, but you want God to forgive you, and you're claiming that you love God, but you're hating the people that you're seeing with your own eyes, and these people create and made in the image and likeness of God. It don't work so. You had to love people and live good with people, and in that way you could live good with God, because that is what God expects from we as humanity. Why I think the whole world so corrupt? Because everybody just want to be on hate and bitterness and unforgiveness and bad vibes. But if you live good, the world will go good. And,
Yeah, man. So,
yeah.
what was your favorite word? We getting closer to wrap up time, and this might be the last question. We are on 41 minutes. What's your favorite word? And then I would ask you
My
to last comments.
my favorite word is Jesus. Because it's by that name is what I
Mm,
receive my salvation, and I receive uh how to say eternal life. I believe it. I believe the whole scenario. I believe the word of God. I believe in Christ. I believe the John 3:16 flick. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Whoever believe in him will not perish but have everlasting life. I believe if I call upon his name, I shall be saved, and I have no shame about it. And the whole world know that about me. I just fast forward. Yes, I talk positivity, and I bring it real, but my positive source is coming from the Father, and coming from the fact of the knowledge that I know that I have salvation. So, I'm not trying to convert anybody, but
mm.
come from for a youth man who was living a life a crime, was living a very distressing life, for God to come into my heart and save me and to give me that new start. That nothing else in the world are more important. So to me, my favorite word is Jesus.
Nice one. So any last comments as we wrap up? I'm just gonna put up your YouTube handle. You could find him on YouTube also. Fast Forward, Facebook also, Mr. Fast Forward. Any last comments, Stephen?
Well, my last comments I could tell everybody is to seek God for yourself. Don't just go off of what other people say about who God is and about what God, supposed to be. My experience of how I found God was me going through problems in life. Me going through, I going through suicidal thoughts, depressed, wanting to kill myself, and not going inside of no building. Not against people who decide to go to a building. It was me in the back of my house saying, Lord, I fed up a life thing, and one of my first experiences was, during going through a depressive moment in life, was a scripture that came to me: seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all other things will be added unto you. If you put God first in your life, not seeking religion, not seeking man, not seeking, church and organizations or people, but you seek God to know who God is, to hear his voice for yourself, trust me, the God of the universe will speak to you, and he will show you who he is and what you here for and what is your purpose. So that is my best advice. We're not here forever. It have a life after and eternal. So think about that forever and ever while you're here.
Well, Stephen, we had a wonderful evening together, and also with the persons who are in the um, chat room, the persons who are listening live. I want to thank everyone for making some time out to listen to the program live. Don't forget you could share it. It would be on the page saved. Rosemary says thanks for a very inspirational program, and I'm sure you would have inspired at least one person watching this program, and who would watch it after eventually. We had to make use of the technology, because I in the Grenadines, you in Trinidad, and I hope you in. I hope this is not the only episode with Mr. Fast Forward.
Nah, don't worry yourself. Soon we go do one live because I did plan on coming Vinci today. Sorry, this year. So once it is, they open back up the borders at Trinidad. I know when that will be. You know, eventually I'll be up in Vinci and we go do one live. You know, so until then we could probably still do more here, but we'll do one live in person for the fans and them. So don't worry yourself. It's only goodness.
Right. So we're gonna wrap up the show. I'm gonna show you back the same video with the stone. We're gonna end with and I want to thank you again for coming out, man. And
yeah, man. Thanks for having me. And thanks to everybody on the show as well. God bless each and every one of you.
This stone, for some people, it represents the unforgiveness, the anger, the bitterness, the resentment, the hatred inside of their heart. Because why? They choosing to hold on to all the bad vibes and they want to know why their life not getting better. Your life will get better if you choose to just put down the bad vibes. Really heavy, boy. Put on the bad vibes, stop studying all the negativity, and then your hands go be free so that you can do something to uplift yourself. But if it is all you're holding on to is what people do here and who don't like you, and this one say that, and this one say the other, then you'll spend your whole life frustrated. You'll spend your whole life holding on to things that really and truly not benefiting you. So, you know, instead of studying all the negative things, put on all them bad vibes, get rid of it. Ask God for the strength to overcome all them set of badness, them kind of negativity that might be contaminating his spirit. And then you will be free to really move forward and to be happy with yourself. Because these kind of things is just out to destroy you, to take away your happiness, to take away everything that is good in your life. So you don't know. Instead of being negative, choose to be positive. Instead of choosing hate, choose love. Instead of choosing the bad, choose good. It's simple. Instead of holding on to the stone, which represents the negative vibes, choose to put it down. And you'll see how your life will be better. So you don't know, see your boy Fast Forward saying love in the house. Stay up, stay positive, put God first, and press fast forward.
Stand up, there's a fight in my life. I done tried the things of this world, the only thing making sense now is Christ. Now put your hands up, represent for the king. If I got it all, but I don't got God, or I got more pride, it don't mean a thing.